From New Englandville studio, good morning and welcome to the final edition of the program Good Morning Salone for this week, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. Today na Friday, May 22, 2020. We will bring you this edition of the program Good Morning Salone. Musa Eskamara na my name.
And Mina Wani Gauja. Inside the program today, the President Julius Maada Bio asked the diplomatic community for talk to the main opposition APC party for make them engage government party them we get for do with politics and other national issue them.
We expect you and development partners to urge the APC to engage government on issues bearing on political and development prospects of the country.
Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens don ask the prosecution and defense team for retired Major Alfred Palu Conte in alleged treason case for cooperate with the court so that it go give quick ruling per this case. And today inside the program, we go look inside the mental health awareness week we go end this week.
Well, these and plenty other stories them day at the program for you, plus the financial secretary and the Minister of Finance, Sir Jusu, say, as of first week May this year, the Minister of Finance don't spend 43 billion loans span the fight against COVID-19 from where the sick come na Salone. And work about 7 day inside the program for you. Members say they listen we live on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl, courtesy of Osiwa and powered by Africell. The program na Good Morning Salone. You can be part of it by way you can send your text message to the number 0779819881. 0779819881 are the number for send your text message and be part of the program.
Well, the first issue they look at today, as the fight against coronavirus sick don't they continue. Different people and organizations don't they complement the effort of government for tap this sickness for scatter all over the country. Now this make the Freetown Junior Dinner Club don't go get them for it to the Emergency Operations Center and serve the King George's Memorial Home. Also the president for the Freetown Junior Dinner Club, Justice Nicholas Brown Mark, say the reason for this donation and for support less privileged people them, particularly people them within the quarantine home them. We report her Cherno Jalo gets more and go now report.
Voice of old people at the King George Memorial Home, they sing their welcome song, just like any other time where they can get visit to them at the home. This come after the Freetown Junior Dinner Club. They go give some food items them to the home and serve the Emergency Operations Center as well for complement the government in effort for fight against the COVID-19 sick within the country. Justice Nicholas Brown Mark, now the president for the Freetown Junior Dinner Club, and talk more about the reason why make them been decided for give the items them here to them two institutions they are.
We decided about 2 weeks ago, say we only leave it for help them people them within quarantine during this COVID crisis. So now we all put money together and say we will buy things them. We will go to the EOC when then they in charge of them quarantine homes. But at the same time, we say let's not forget them one day like them people with the King George the 6th Memorial Home, where themselves they in need at all times. So now I make this morning here, so we don't go to King Tom inside the EOC head office there now. We don't make a donation there, a big donation. Then we bring come things again now so that the management of the society for the aged themselves will help them for do the good work then they do. Because then they look after people them, where themselves not get people who will look after them. We carry oil go there, we carry rest, we carry water.
And continue for call on people for ensure say they take all the preventive measures the mobile body will command them. Don't advise people for abide to.
We emergency day like this, if it's for there, we put we hand together and say let we do something. We not about do charity so, but when I become president 2 years ago, when you think about this year so nothing, it's fine for Lord to go eat and drink once a month. But it's fine for Lord to remember other people then. Less privilege. My message to all Sierra Leoneans is that this pandemic here so can affect anybody and everybody. So now we all try for listen to what in the EOC they say. We keep to the guidelines them, we wash our hands, we keep our distance, and we wear face mask at all times.
Where been they receive the items them here on behalf of the Emergency Operations Center, The Chief of Staff for the COVID-19 response, Solomon Kuka, say this donation will come in the right time.
Obviously, down the line, the private sector has been very supportive, and this is another indicator that ordinary people, all our members of the public, can work hand in hand with government to ensure that we deliver, especially during crisis. I see that the items donated are all food items, and then water, of course. They come in very handy because we're handling quarantines, we are managing quarantines. Every now and then we're supplying dry ration or wet ration, as the case may be. So this comes in handy, like I said, because we cannot keep people in quarantine without taking care of them. So feeding is a core requirement. So the Freetown Junior Dinner Club, we want to express thanks once again and to use your example as to illustrate to others that they can make an input as well in a similar fashion to support the COVID-19 response on behalf of government.
After this donation at the home, all people at the King George Memorial 6th home been telling thank you to the Freetown Junior Dinner Club for this donation and we promise they will use them items and for the right purpose, for the society, for radio democracy. Me, Achong Nojalo, the report.
The program you listen to Good Morning Salone, we come to you from 98.1 FM. Before we look at other issue, make also inform listeners say they listen we live from Radio Shalom 89.5, where they cover the entire Koinadugu and Falaba districts, and some partner Tonkolili, same way so Radio Malin 88.5 now the entire Pujon district to Labira border, and Radio Colenten on 90.0 na Cambia district. The program Good Morning Salone they continue. We look at the next issue. We say the African Youth with Disability Network Salone, together with the Bakaramo Foundations, don't support with support from Osiwa and other organizations. Them don't give hand sanitizer, tissue, bucket and other thing them to disable Health Power Polio Persons Organization na Pademba Road, and serve the Fuller Progressive Union don't support people with different thing them during this Ramadan. Princess Pierce gets more Iguna reports on the issue.
Disability for the fight against COVID-19 now one big concern where the African Youth with Disability Network Salone concern both with this make they don't go and talk to different disabled group them but this sick and how them for prevent themselves. Abubakar Bangua now the country representative for the African Youth with Disability Network Salone.
We are the African Youth with Disabilities Network Sierra Leone. We believe inclusivity in anything is everything as far as the war against COVID-19 concerned. We watch at the fights of the coronavirus for gap day. The messaging to we now the one, two now the gears and what we use. We for be effective to me. If we continue for use hand sanitizer as people are disabled, it will be more effective for me than hand washing, because if you wash your hand, you're not able to wash it much. If you wash your hand, you're not able to wash your pets. We believe hand sanitizer is more effective. Research don't prove for when it catch disabled person, there is certainty for you for die.
Where it talk for sake of the support where the African Youth with Disability Network don't go get to disabled people them na the Pademba Road disabled home. The media and monitoring officer na the Emergency Operations Center Al Hassan Jallo been talk about why important for make disabled people them follow the measure them where well body workman and government don't put for sake of the coronavirus.
You want to physically challenge the vulnerable person, and this coronavirus is real, it did. So now me and you two for combat this sick. Now me and you two for fight for let this sick get away from now we counted. Una be physically challenge people, una be very careful, una adhere to the rules and regulations where the Ministry of Health and Sanitation put. Before ever they call person for help, you make sure let you wash your hand. Then coach there. Not just wash your hand no more, be coach them as well. Hand washing for now it will be part of food. For the maintain social distance. And me advise anybody if you know say you not get anything important for go do at crowded places, not go there. Then now you host. Let we avoid overcrowded places. Then let we use hand sanitizer. And the hand sanitizer for the use not to any type hand sanitizer. If you watch for the alcohol content, we get at least 60%.
But waiting them people here think about this support we don't give them. Ishmael Kombabori na the chairman for the disabled Help and Power Polio Person na the Pademba Road. we get this for say.
We appreciate this particular gesture, this visit at this point in time, especially during the fight against this COVID-19. We don't get a lot of donations from the Kaitare Fed and Kawitam, from the Kangirian sanitizer bucket and other things, but AYWN and the Africa Youth with Disability Network, then donation, I think a backup with a lot of messages, package, way very, very much vital and important to we as persons with disability, especially within the PWD Pademba Road. We appreciate this one so much, this even more than it can go for fiber address, because it has to do with my life, the life of my members and my community for protect reasons.
As all this they be, the Fula Progressive Union don't give support to vulnerable people for sake of the Ramadan.
Now the one pan the pillar organizations in this country. We now we young brother them, we sister them, we mama them, we grandpa them, they all come together. Plus we want them with the oversight, with they call them diaspora, with the Europe. Now they don't come through their own parent organization. Now they don't bring this token so that let it be something peace and solace to una family.
That's now the Deputy Minister of Social Welfare, Mohamed Aji Kella. They hand over rest, face mask and other things them to the people them will benefit from this support. Outside the National Secretary General for this union, Usman Ba, say this support comes from the Fula Progressive Union Europe branch.
3 weeks ago, the Fula Tribal Head Administration of Western Area and the Fula Progressive Union, the National Executive, we've been come together. We provide 1,000 bags of rice, and 100 gallons of cooking oil, and 100 cartons of dates on a tamar. So that one day we distribute on the 1st of May to vulnerable groups and masjids in the Western Area and all the 16 districts in Sierra Leone. For today, this donation we present today, a donation from the diaspora chapter them on FP Europe. Then send money. We buy 200 bags of rice, 2,000 face masks for the help of the COVID sensitization. Well, they do this thing one because we want complement government effort, and also this is the holy month of Ramadan, a month where Muslims in generally they do good, you know. Na sadaka.
Usman Ba end up for encourage other group them for the support government during this time. For Radio Democracy, Princess Pias the reports.
The program na Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. As here from one part we headline inside the edition of the program, we will look inside the Mental Health Awareness Week. We go end this week. As Mental Health Week come about as a result of the effort of the U.S. Congress for recognize the work of the National Alliance on Mental Illness for raise awareness about this condition. And during a week like this, mental health campaigners them all over the world can take different programs them for campaign and raise awareness about mental illness around the world. And this week can be from May 18 to 24. And the theme for this year na kindness. Inside the edition of the program for help we discuss about mental health situation and awareness na Salone, we get Joshua Abiose Duncan, manager mental health coalition Salone, lead campaign and speak your mind campaign. Good morning and welcome to the program Good Morning Salone.
Good morning and thanks for having me. Good morning, people.
Okay, as you get from the intro, I tell listeners say today we look at mental health na Salone. But first of all, before we go to the week and the activities Mona they do for seeker mental health na Salone, make people understand first of all within a mental health.
Brilliant question. You know, because myself until I come inside the system, I not be really able to understand. I always think say mental health get for do with person way in mind not the function well. But you go agree with me, say when they say health, it means to say you system the function well and they able for reasonably perform the required task where they be required of them. So when you say mental health, it basically they talk about how the mind healthy so that it go able for carry out the normal things in life including the stresses of life, able for cope and able for do well reasonably and able for continue with normal living in a life. The flip end around that na illness, and boku people think so when you talk about mental illness na mental health. Mental illness na where the mind not able for function well and cause you not for able for carry out with your normal activities during your life. That na mental illness. So we say mental health week, it means to say we promote sound mind for everybody because we need them for function well in our society.
Okay, so when somebody can go through mental health problems, what are the indicators then for show say this person they go through mental health problems?
Brilliant question. Like how we go get sick like malaria, typhoid, diarrhea, when a physical things them. Now so mental health challenge or problem or disorder, not just be one. Yeah, you get range, and the range of disorder, they give different symptoms. But what thing I go do for the public, I go basically bring out the one the way we normally know. I don't want to go into scientific thing, not to my area of strength. And I also sure say public not go able for benefits too much from that. And I go give basic symptoms on that. Yeah, we get mental health challenge we go hinder you as even the case of stress. Yeah, we all wake up this morning. We all struggle for get transport. We all want for reach now we office on time. Or sometimes you get your own private vehicle and traffic block and you not even get the reason. Adrenaline in your system begin increase, tension begin increase. And if you're not able for manage them, oh my goodness. You go imagine how somebody go allow the shout, the blow hot and cold at the same time. That na stress. The other one go be anxiety. You anxious. Yeah, you get a simple task for perform, but every side now your body restless. You're not able for sleep all night because of that kind of thing day. You dey rehearse in your dream, and you wake and somebody just want for kind hinder you not for do am. You blow out of proportion. You unburden the steam way they inside you. This could be. We also get the issue around depression, where we call a low mood, where we call puelats. A state where you go there over 2 weeks or more, you're not able for manage them. Yeah, these are basic way I think say society can understand. Yeah, we don't need for talk about anger and all the like during COVID, the fear during COVID and the like.
Okay.
But it get physical symptoms them way they show, because sometimes we think say mental health problem na mental symptoms. One point the physical symptom where it go show now withdrawal. You not use anymore for do them things the way you be like for do. Let me say you not possibly be like for watch film. No more interest in film. You not possibly be like for move with your friends. No more interest in your friends. You just draw line between you and society. The second thing na perpetual aid that you dey take medicine, it not dey recover. You aid the heart. You busy dey treat physical issue where actually waiting dey happen to you na mental. It just dey show physical symptom. And then perpetual aid that then the way either go come because of stress or other mental health issues. Now one way a lot of we in our society don't know about. But let we go one more beyond that. Minus the aid that excessive sleeping or lack of sleep. Yeah, when you lead on for sleep, if they not beg you for grab, you're not able for grab. Or when you lead on a net, sleep not they come, you they count all the ceiling almost nail and take nail am. You're not able, sleep not they. You defect for treat low blood, and not to low blood because now something else, you don't drink almost blood tonic. It's not working. Yeah? Let me go to then the loss of appetite. Sometimes you not use anymore for it. And you just say, me, I don't lose appetite, me, it's not sweet. People don't know. They are not healthy mentally. Or the flip end, excessive appetite. You not possibly not blunt eat. But you know it happen, the recent past, you eat like wolf. These are some of the symptoms.
So most times people can they feel say now the one that we can don't get mental health problem and end up pull close go na streets, the one that they see na streets. Now they no more can be affected by this. But you don't talk about stress, depression and anxiety where normal to plenty people, most people now the society they go through them 3 hours I just mentioned. How serious then 3 hours be where people they feel say included per mental health problem?
Oh, brilliant question. In fact, they don't discover, say, the cause of death among the first 5, depression they among them. Yeah. And the cause of suicide among the first 3, depression they among them. So when we dey say how serious it be, anything where they affect you generator, not forgive the light and make society or make the environment where they brighten, and a killing point. So whether na anxiety, whether na stress, you remember you go cut the hand, you go survive, you go cut the foot, you go survive. But when you chop the head, now you powerhouse, it hinder your entire body. So the reality na each one of them so severe, and then they cause death, then they cause results to taking to alcohol, and then get so much, not only physical impact, but then get economic impact as well.
So you don't talk about the different kind of mental issues, we severe, one we not severe. Look at mental health issue na Salone, how serious it is?
Oh, these are brilliant questions. Fambule and I tell like an expert, and they ask me this question this morning. Let me start. 1991, we get rebel war. And you remember the generation, now one way not been tapped just with the adults. It go to the youth, it go to children. Okay? And ranging from that time over the years, you realize, say, the generation when have been children don't become adults now. And we do DDR. But where till we rehabilitate? Now them into society or na the mind we rehabilitate? This is a whole question for research. But we come out there, we go to Ebola. Ebola come with its own new thing, new to we generation, new to we medical system, new to we society, new to we cultural norms. Yeah? Where person die for you, the greatest appreciation we society go give, now how you cry for them, now how you mourn for them, now the people that we come together and lament with you. Ebola cut them off. Totally. Yeah? Then we come to mudslide. Now we depend corona. Succession of crisis situation. The obvious outcome, now that we level of mental health problem, basically go very high. Very, very high.
Okay. Taking into consideration, but what you don't explain, so, and the level at which people then they go through mental health problem, especially in Sierra Leone, and we not get psychosocial facilities them as way for help we. So how you feel say this they affect people?
Oh. To be sincere enough, the idea about psychosocial na recent idea for we. Initially we think say mental health problem na devil, na witch, na swear, na you bad way you do. So no solution not been there by then. We best solution we will go bring forward, na either then can you go na Kisi hospital and go keep you there previously, like na jail yard, for secure society from you, let you not can cause problem for them. That was all our remedy. So initially, instead of seeing the Sierra Leone Psychiatric Hospital as hospital, we see it more like an asylum where we go keep people. So psychosocial care, counseling, it not been there. Yeah, it come invisible during EVD, and we responded to EVD in 2014-2015. And so you go find out, say, the level of experts where we get for deliver that kind of service there, number one is small, the idea is new. So what we do now with the struggle no more for provide the PSS psychosocial service or counseling. But I go tell you for free, now a new idea and a good idea, but the resource yet to be developed.
Okay, we come to you back. In name na Joshua Abiose Duncan, Manager Mental Health Coalition Salone, and also lead Speak Your Mind campaign. The program na Good Morning Salone.
We go take another issue inside the program. Plenty time when Muslim them all over the world can end the Ramadan fasting period. Then can celebrate the Eid al-Fitr. Also then can do public prayer in a different field, mosque and other open space them as the Ramadan month first this year go end this weekend. The Deputy Minister of Social Welfare, Mohammed Ajikela, say no public prayer no go get for happen for sake of this Muslim holiday. As he say all the measure them where government put for this corona sick still they exist. Mohammed Ajikela explained more to Saptui Kalon inside this interview.
First of all, I want to tell everybody, we Muslim brothers and sisters, thank you in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this month of Ramadan. We don't almost complete, and especially this time where the country or the entire world, they undergo such huge health issue like the COVID-19, which is really not an exception. Yes, we look forward to Eid, the ending of fasting. We will hope see the people then will pray either on a Saturday or Sunday, the 23rd or the 24th of this month, inshallah. The issue we need clarification whether the people then get for the government or the Islamic people then get for allow people then let them get the usual Eid prayer. That the government up to this point, in fact, is very clear that given the public health emergency will get, that's not the happen. The government in position and of course the Muslim leadership very clear that we ask people them because of the situation, let them pray in their own homes.
So nothing get for the like a gathering or people like in community outside and they for do any prayer at all?
No, we don't under public health emergency. It's very clear that people do not for gather more than 10 people in a place. Now that make as a guidance we get from the Islamic communities, we own leaders them, Master Sabi people them within the various Islamic domain. They clearly they live up to the expectation of the government. They accept and willing for work with the government for make sure say people are not gather up to that point, but for pray na their homes them.
Though you don't say nothing get for the like any gathering for like people Muslim then go pray na the mosque, but you get some way get the strong belief say because this nothing we get for do with religion. The Ramadan month done throughout a whole month, so the Eid al-Fitr government through the Ministry of Social Welfare get for get the exception.
No exception, no day, because this now health emergency and that one they very clear in the Sunnah for say who say get health emergency, who say say people if they do certain things then will get sick. The Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam get a very clear sunnah say we get for make sure say we protect every Muslim get the right and obligation or duty of care to the next Muslim for protect them so that they don't get infected. Okay. So the same also extended to this particular time we'll get coronavirus who will know say a highly airborne contagious. We don't know who that get them and we know up to this point not to everybody with a test. So because we don't know and we know how for spread, we don't go allow people them for let them go out and go pray despite the fact say na Eid. Okay. But we also they take this along the line of the Sunnah.
So now look at the Eid al-Fitr day. Like the ministry get any special plan though in the coronavirus, but in terms 1-2 things away the ministry will say well Muslim then supposed to do this, anything of sort?
We're waiting with the currently discuss with Muslim leaders them. We don't get a very extensive consultation with them. We don't ask them a question if at all with people them they not get the opportunity. We not all of us not get the opportunity this time for go out and go pray as we used to do. Waiting at the things and we'll be able to do at least for commemorate the day. So we look at various plans then, but at the moment we say the consensus day on that very day they will get a televised activity. We say we'll get most learned clerics them or imams them for let them come together on televised on television.
Like they come together like Usai so exactly.
Then get for come about 4 or 5 of them. Get for get we want for get more like a panel of clerics. We will come for tell we exactly what in Ramadan stand for, what in Eid in particular stand for, particularly under the siege or under this era of coronavirus. Let them advise we how for pray, now we on homes and which kind dua, if at all dua get for happen, and if you pray with your family, you will lead the prayer, waiting at the things and what you need for do. At the same time also for re-emphasize the message of the government for all remain safe and also take all the precautions that the government will take. Or we health partners there, we health masters, and people in health, don't tell we say we take for avoid so that people don't get sick.
So, Mr. Minister, in terms of the Eid al-Fitr, like when exactly na this holiday?
Well, so far the government not don't announce any holiday yet. If it fall either on a Saturday or Sunday, we can still look forward to seek further advice from the government in terms of whether whether we will get holiday on a Monday, because if it fall on a Saturday or Sunday, but that no plans not for that yet.
So what think will be your word of message to all Muslim people, especially for cities, and say yes, though I mean if not be normal term, we cannot say Muslim them this not a day when I exception we can really do in a kind of unique way. But because of the coronavirus, let them not take chance for do any garden, especially the one within our community. We feel say if we do this kind of thing, I mean authority them not gonna.
Well, all we say first, I get for reiterate this. The government in thanks the appreciation to the people of Sierra Leone. We all don't see what may happen during Easter and of course Good Friday. We now have some big holiday for with Christian brothers and sisters. The same guidelines that will be provided at that time, the same sort of advice that the government indeed when I be a public emergency, that one they still extend during in fact when I eat. So that means we also ask with Muslim brothers and sisters them for letting show understanding as a nation, as members or citizens of Sierra Leone, let them show understanding and also let them accept, say, this particular sick we don't come. We all get forfeited together.
Well, that's now the Deputy Minister of Social Welfare, Mohamed Ajikela, they talk to Sapti Kalon inside that interview where he be tell and say public prayer no get to happen at this time where Muslim they get the holiday. As he say, all the measures the way government don't put still they exist. You dey listen to Good Morning Salone where they come to live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We dey go for a short break and we will come back and continue the program.
Salone Commercial Bank don't come with new banking products them for make life easy. With Million Online Bank and Million Mobile app, you can able for use Salone Link money transfer for send money to anybody elect you not get bank account. Transfer or receive money na the same bank or any other bank. Transfer money to person or office elect you not get the account number. Buy Ed-Salite, pay other bill them, and now get advanced salary. You don't need for worry again, but almost money then you earn. Because you can able for pay for things the way you buy in a supermarket and other shop them with the quick response code payment. Yagbadon done for we boss man them. With Beyond Online Direct, you can upload salary, pay all your supplier them, sell forex to Salone Commercial Bank, and watch your account anytime. If you need the app, download them from Google Play Store or any Apple Store, or go to Salone Commercial Bank website www.slcb.com. Sierra Leone Commercial Bank, delivering value.
Sierra Leone Commercial Bank.
Salone gets in first corona case March 31, 2020. And from that time to now, plenty people don't get this sick. But plenty people same way so done well from the sick. After we then carry them go to treatment center and take good care of them. But the sick still in at the country.
Plenty people get message them where they can talk, and some of them message they are not even be true. Now that make Radio Democracy with support from Usiwa, they bring to you special corona update program. Usa go to get accurate information about the coronavirus na the country.
This program going to be every Wednesday, 12 to 1 o'clock afternoon.
And Master Sabi people then from the well body sector and other people then safe go there for tell you body sick.
The program you listen to na Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM and on the internet on www.radiodemocracy.sl, and Sef they listen we live from Radio Shalom 89.5, where they cover the entire Kwendadugu and Falaba district and some parts not on Kolili district. Same way so they listen on Radio Malane 88.5 na the entire Pujon district to Liberia border, and Radio Collington 90.0 na Cambia district. And if you just join me, you can go on our Facebook page and drop your message, or go drop on our 0779819819. We will read your comments inside the program. We will bring you this edition of the program Good Morning Salone. Musa Eskamana Minim.
And Mina Waniga Oja.
We still get Joshua Abiose Duncan, manager Mental Health Coalition Salone and lead Your Mind campaign. There they talk about mental health for sake of the mental health week awareness. If you don't they talk about the causes, some of the causes them, and you mentioned the psychosocial effects like during waiting people don't come up from Ebola, rebel war, the mudslide. But sometimes people think say most of the mental or some of the mental illness them associate with waiting people in the taking, the intake of people them, whether drugs or other things them.
You basically they bring out the issue about waiting they cause mental health problem. Yeah. And what you notice say we talk from the one end, now what we call natural disaster. Yeah. Or emergency situation. Like the mudslide, like COVID, like Ebola, or even the war we've been get. Another cause can be the social network and environment. A case where somebody they be repeatedly abused, whether verbally or physically or emotionally, it cause problem. It damage the authority where you might get. It weaken your self-image. It destroy the ability for you think high about yourself or sound about yourself. But you inside also the social aspect. Now you bring the issue around substance misuse or abuse. But we don't want too quick for saying now in the cause mental health problem. Sometimes substance abuse, the person they use them for swallow in stress, well not to in the cause them, but now the repercussion of a mental health problem.
They add pan the problem.
They add pan the problem. But the person in the think and say a solution. Maybe I stress pass I take 4-5 pints beer, I sleep awake, but you not solve the problem. Yeah. Then you get the other way then go say a biotic factor. We don't hear people and say that they the one whole family. They all get AIDS sickness. They all get AIDS problem. And then now because it they inside the gene, it transfer from parents to children. But easy for we think say that family they now do them, now make they all get them problem then they. So these are some of the other factors where they cause mental health problem.
Okay, you make mention of crisis, people in mental health during crisis them. With all waiting people that don't go through, not only the one them where being get the Ebola or when then I be victim. People themselves will go through the Ebola, then see waiting happen, the mudslide, the war. With all waiting Salone don't go through during the intending day. You feel say people them be get the help or support where them be need during the intending day?
Me, I wouldn't say totally no, but I would say something the help and support na a minimal one, and a one we deal within we system to some extent. Yeah. You know say when family they around you where they go through difficult times, that na some sort of support. Yeah. When family push you during difficult times, that na a challenging moment. And we get the two in all of the scenario. Firstly, during the EVD, we push with family members them. If you get society, they stigmatize you. Then they discriminate against you. For let you even come back now your society, because then the suspect say now you give A, B, and C, then they hold you guilty and responsible. Yeah. And the other aspect, when they flip the other end now, you the grieve your loved one, and society way for come and grieve with you, they say, but I they cry so like you not believe God. Crying is therapeutic. And so if society rather for cry with you, stop you for cry, that kind care they is minimal. Yeah. However, we get people them now the church and the mosque where then they preach, and those ones help. It only be to say we help sometimes, not be detailed and professional, where for help you go through the process, and at the end of the day you come out totally free.
Okay.
That's not the case.
So let me take the coronavirus where we dey go through right now as an example. With waiting we don't they see the happen at the quarantine homes and the isolation center. Una feel say that kind of psychosocial support where people need at this time a day?
Me now one person we no to believe in information from social media as 100% tick. However, it not mean to say they throw away the dirty water and the picking together. Yeah. So we for able for reference some of them pictures, some of them voice message of distress we people they show. Number one, then they very anxious. Whether quarantine or whether after 14 days or more, then go test me positive. The second thing is sometimes they not get their food stuff when they want them. Anger setting. Yeah. Then beyond that, nobody know they forgive their yes for release their anger then they. So you go find out say the normal reaction. Now waiting with this is so. And for me that they show say we number or the level of service we they offer is yet for be improved. That's what I would say best.
Okay, we will come back to you for can talk more about this issue.
The program na Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. You just been listening to Joshua Abiose Duncan, Manager Mental Health Coalition Salone, as they talk about mental issue na Salone. We dey continue for look at more issues inside the program Good Morning Salone. We said the President, Dr. Julius Madabio, don't ask the diplomatic community for talk with the All People's Congress APC party for make the engage government on thing them we get for do with the we get for do with politics and other national issues them. As he say, the law go bet anybody we go unbog national peace. President Bio talk this way, he been the key update to the diplomatic community them, but still them we governments don't do for fed the corona sickness and safety them we them plan for do after we the corona go done na the country. Muhammad Sharif gets more gonna reports.
For carry on for meet with the different stakeholders them for maintain the country in peace, good governance and democracy. His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Madabio, been engaged with the diplomatic community for give them updates for the things them way in government don't do for fight the corona sick, and save the things them way in government they plan after the sick. Outside the Minister of Foreign Affairs International Cooperation, Nabila Tunis say this meeting key for national development.
Our President, His Excellency Dr. Julius Madabio, prides his administration on constructive dialogue, consultation, and wider participation. We are here to demonstrate and reaffirm those fundamental principles of good governance, which we all know are critical to building mutual trust, friendship, and lasting democratic systems that will in turn underpin sustainable growth and development.
Where they talk to the diplomatic community, the President, Dr. Julius Madabio, been start for tell thank you to the World Health Organization, the United Nations, African Union, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, ECOWAS, and plenty other one them for the efforts for make this sick good tap na the world.
I want to assure you that Sierra Leone is fully committed to all global efforts to preventing, protecting against, and curtailing COVID-19. We must come together to fight it. Sierra Leone is fully supportive of global initiatives to enhance health security and build capacities for responding to health emergencies, especially disease outbreaks that threaten global development like COVID.
Ikeyon say with the small couple we government get in administration, he say been put measures them in place for make this sick no go come na the country and scatter all about Salone.
In as much as COVID is here, I may wish to remind partners that our healthcare facilities are in great need of necessary medical supplies, equipment, and infrastructure as we continue to deal with maternal and child health, malaria, HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and other disease conditions. Our medical personnel have recorded impressive successes. We have also used innovative technology solutions and other strategies.
And this and other reason they make President Bio been asked for support not an AIR.
Support for local research and development, especially with local partners like DSTI. Support for surveillance and contact tracing so that our fight is informed by consistent and real-time data to complement local technology solutions and personnel capacity. We'd like to equip our workers with devices such as tablets and phones.
President Bio been end up ask the diplomatic community for engage the main opposition, but things them way is say been only happen all about the country.
Investigations conducted by independent groups identified members of the All People's Congress Party, including a former member of parliament of that party, as being responsible for incitement and acts of violence. One would expect the APC to condemn or dissociate itself from such persons and their acts. They have yet to do that. As government, we have initiated dialogue on national cohesion and peace building, and we have engaged the leadership of the APC. We are open to further dialogue with clear objectives of building a stable polity. We expect you and development partners to urge the APC to engage government on issues bearing on political and development prospects of the country, move away from resorting to violence and incitement as methods to engage government. We believe that future prospects of our country lies in building solid institutional frameworks that promotes inclusiveness and social cohesion.
But after this special dialogue meeting with the President, I've been asked the Chief Minister, Professor David Francis, who have been telling me the outcome of this meeting.
Firstly, the 14 ambassadors and high commissioners and where they attend, they all unanimously praise the effort of His Excellency the President in terms of a response for the fight against coronavirus in this country. Secondly, all 14 also condemn violence where they happen in the country by anybody who is involved in violence, because now a distraction from this major fight where the government the fight against COVID-19. Also, that violence they undermine the peace, the security, the stability, and the development of this country. So what did they say? The one agreement that this meeting is that then go the international partners and they go work with the governments and the civil society for do dialogue, for bring all the other parties and political parties, civil society organizations, and for make them come together for begin for understand what are some of the problems and what are some of the issues, but how then go for come together for address the issue of peace and long-term stability.
Prof, the dialogue we say that actually make commitment to President's bill and government as a whole. They make a timeline as to when they actually go meet with them, political party and other stakeholders them for start with this dialogue?
But this is not immediate, really, because we get established structures. We get PPRC, we also get the normal established structures and the Ministry for Political and Public Affairs. So the international partners are now they engage with the Vice President for me to engage with the civil society and political parties. So that after all the discussions and the engagement, then go come back. My own role now for support the Vice President for roll out and make sure we get things done, so that the dialogue not go just go be talk and talk and talk. It will be about action, action, action. We go benefit this country in terms of peace, security, and stability.
The Chief Minister, Professor David Francis, been end up confirmed say President Bio go meet with the development partner them today Friday, May 22 this year, because he said this not the way for develop Salone for the Society for Radio Democracy. Mohammed Sharif, the report.
Better don't come. Now Union Trust Bank again. Union Salone Banco. Union Trust Bank get plenty product and service there for you. You must get what you want to go better. Let me savings account, ide. Current account, ide. Fixed deposit account, ide. Credit facility, ide. All for you. Me and you. Union Trust Bank, na Salone for me and you. It's future savings account, ide. School fee savings account, ide. Pay advance salary scheme, ide. We branch and they all up on na Salone. Bokono kenema, we dey. Kabala mabogo kakambia, we dey. Jala free town loan sa, we dey. And my 91, me and you. Union Trust Bank, me and you. Union Trust Bank, Union Trust Bank, na Salone for me and you. Union Salone Banco, Union Trust Banco.
Union Trust Bank, empowering Sierra Leonean businesses.
Alright, the program where you listen to now, Good Morning Salone, where they come to you live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. If you want to be part of them, send your message to the number 077981981. As the program they continue, we miss Joshua Abiose Duncan, the manager for Mental Health Coalition and SAVE lead Speak Your Mind campaigner. They also for talk about the Mental Health Awareness Week. So we be talk just now about the facilities them within a quarantine homes and isolation center where you see they might stay, but una know the feel say them they much. Una can do monitoring, like for monitor as a coalition where they in charge of seeing that people their mental health go be addressed. Una can do any monitoring for monitor say them facility where they say they na the quarantine homes or the isolation center they actually.
Yeah, we have two-pronged approach with the take around that end day. Yeah, the first one are for partners so that we go make sure say system day in place, engage key actors, engage government, engage service providers, engage institutions the way things say we they provide psychological first aid. Let them not just do them, but let them do them right and let them do them well. That's now one part we key goal. Yeah. Then the next point now wait till you talk so around monitoring and becoming a voice when you get the feedback. So that now one thing we will do. Possibly wait till we not go do now like for go like policeman and say we can monitor this system now. Yeah. Because you know they use fire for hot fire. But because we self strong in we approach, in we behavior, in we mind, as to waiting now we goal, result, positive result, we they go, we they interact, we they ask the question, we they network with service providers, we they network with people them we they and we become a voice.
So based on una networking we una they do, una observe say waiting and say available na the quarantine homes and the isolation center day.
Oh yes.
In terms of the psychosocial facilities.
Oh yes. You they get the feedback clear. Yeah. I know one for be the devil's advocate in this case. But you go agree with me, say the number of cases them, the number of quarantine them, the number of people them in a treatment center, is not the small. The question do we have a proportionate number of people where they visit then different center they are at a regular basis? If the answer is just a no and a one-off visit, of course you're not going to be effective. Yeah? When at the inside tension, then you come meet me, una they do everything, we just can't check una be that one-off, then something until the next week you come. Tell me how effective then they could be. So I think say there should be one, proportionate distribution to the existing homes, two, quality service delivery. Wherefore enhance regular visits and enhance a transformation of your state of being when not positive to a permanently relative positive one.
So now we look at the role of the mental health coalition in all of this. Whose role gonna they play?
We get three different roles where we they play. The first role where we they play now basically capacity building. I think say I begin talk about that. Just recently, we bring all the mental health nurses from the district together and provide what we call clinical continuous professional development. Because they're few and their workload small, you from time to time, number one, get for build their resilience, and number two, you get for teach them for adapt to dynamic situation like COVID. Capacity building. We also build capacity of we membership for able for advocate effectively. To be sincere enough, you cannot give what you don't have. Capacity now one way we strongly hold on to.
Okay, you say una get some nurses that una don't train, but they're not enough. Now canceling and they do or waiting at this time?
Let me that's a brilliant question. Let me understand psychosocial. I mean, people don't miss psychosocial and they don't think say now just a mild mental health condition. Yeah, psychosocial are like talking therapy for all categories of people, and in some case, somebody you don't need for give mercy, no matter what in situation be, but you need for talk to them. So what we are saying is, at all level, the mental health nurses then they intervene. Then they intervene at counseling, then they provide talking cure, then they provide medication, and all of the like. Then they make sure say they do them effectively, so that the service where then they provide will be total and holistic at all level of need.
So you mentioned about capacity earlier and self una the work with the nurses them for ensure say una provide them kind of service here. And in your early statement mentioned say the issue of psychosocial can arise at time like this where the nation they go through stress like COVID-19. Almost workman that we talk about now when our well body workman that we the experts in this area.
In 2011, thanks to CBM, them in partner with government for train 21 mental health nurses. You go agree with me, say by 2011, the only person who been get for do that work in a Dr. Naim. And the population by then was, let's say, between 4 to 5 million. Can he provide those services? Where was the institution? In the city center, Freetown. What about those in the provinces? These were a huge gap, you go agree with me. Yeah. So in 2011, CBM, through EU-funded project, able for work with government for Train 21. And the approach now, bring them from the district, train them na commerce, send them back na the district for provide service for them people within the context. And you know, over time we lost 2, then the rest still in our district, they provide service. Let we say 19 maximum. Yeah, they provide service for a population of 7 million. I mean,
so if una already don't get then set of nurses, then they una get a plan, or if una don't already do like for join with government, the one that we then don't already get with una own for lay una work together.
I think so. The nurses then are government property. What we they look at in terms of sustainable service delivery. Now that make we not be very projectmatic in our approach. We rather look at them as a program. How we go sustain over time. And make most of the nurses that we train are government nurses. Now government they pay them. It only be to say because of we professionalism, like me other interviewer they say, we want for make sure say then service increase. And also government not get money for do that, and we get with a partner with the national mental health coordinator, Kadia to Savage, for provide. So it's ministry's property.
Okay, in name na Joshua Abiose Duncan, manager mental health coalition Salone. The team for this year na kindness. We will see how Salone go work around this team for raise awareness about mental health issues in Salone. The program na Good Morning Salone.
We go take another issue inside the program. Thursday, May 22nd this year, retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte, Anthony Sina, Prince George Orges don't appear in a high court for the first time for answer to different count charge them. For sake of this, Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens don't call on the state prosecution and defense lawyer them for cooperate with the court so that they will look inside this case quick one. We court reporter Usman Kamara gets more and go now report.
From Pademba Road, around the Ministry of Energy office, policemen divert all motorcars to main Shaka Stevens streets. And before you use the main Pademba Road, close to CID, search upon search by the military and the Salone police. And when you reach na the main Lockout building, you get for hand over your phone, bag, and other thing them for say security day in place around the court area. 9:45, court rise. Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens been taking seats, proceeding starts. But the first statement where Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens make na that retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte and the 2 other accused people them for pick them lawyer then wait for team up for them. But the lead counsel, lawyer Abdullahi O. Conte, be make quick objection. We say that not for happen so. We make small arguments being kind side. But later, Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens be overruled on that. The case still continue. Second objection by lawyer Abdullahi Conte. Now that lawyer Adrian Fisher no gets the right for make application for make them send this case go na High Court because he say not a legal practitioner na Salone and self lawyer Adrian Fisher don't fraud the court of Salone. But during that Sunday, lawyer Adrian Fisher no me make no comments. Another objection by lawyer Abdullahi O. Conte. Now that the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Prinsila Schwartz, now gets the qualification for be Attorney General because he say he not go through the right procedure by law. But the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Prinsila Schwartz, been quick for make objections say the back column inside September 1996. Women say he qualified for the position, and lawyer Abdullahi O. Conte been same way so say na 1998 the back column, and again Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens been ruled so that the case go carry on quick one. Where him in the talk na court, the second lawyer for retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte, lawyer Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara, say count 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 get issue and at the wrong count charge them. But lawyer Adrian Fisher be reply say All the count charges dem dey in place, so nothing no wrong with them. The case still dey carry on, wey im dey address the juror dem. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice Priscilla Schwartz been call on them juror for focus on this case so that justice go happen quick one. After all the arguments here, Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens be later give instruction to the correctional center for make lawyer them begin see the 3 accused people them. All this happen Thursday, May 21 na High Court, where retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte be appear na High Court for the first time for answer to treason, concealing arms unlawfully, possession of small arms without license, and other count charge them. Anthony Sina and Prince George Hughes same way so be appear na High Court for the first time for answer to making false statements on oath and other count charge them. The lawyer for retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte na lawyer Abdullahi O. Conte and Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara. Anthony Sina in lawyer them na lawyer R.S. Wright and lawyer Thompson. Prince George Hughes na lawyer A. Kuroma and S. Nicole. Justice Alhaji Momoja Stevens don adjourn this case to Tuesday, May 26 this year. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the report.
GhanaSongs.org.
They causing confusion.
But this confuse me, boo. Look where Uncle Nat in World Solid. Look him block them with them big for him, where they save solid, and at the same amount of cement and sand then they use for bitumen. But look what in the happen, me wall down for them, all the block they all don't scatter. It like say some kind of magic they behind this. You want to know the magic behind this? Now the superior quality, extra strong, extra life and extra yield cement where are the use, and that's not Dangote 3x Portland limestone cement. Dangote cement na the highest grade cement in the country, when a 42.5 R grade cement, when no one day come na this country, and a one of the highest grade pan cement where you go get na the wall. Where you want your concrete, wall and block solid, use Dangote 42.5 R cement, you no go regret them. You go get Dangote 42.5 R cement na all the shop and building material store na the one whole country.
Will elevate you. I go die on top of your matter.
The program na Good Morning Salone, where they come to you from 98.1 FM. We continue for look at more issues at the program Good Morning Salone. The CEO and founder for Crips International, Shoko, don't say the live band musical concert with Crips International and Freetown on Court Band go organize now for sensitize the public about the corona sick way they in the country now through entertainment. He talked this in our interview with Radio Democracy for sake of the on-court concert with Crips International go organize on pre-day day on we go be online. We report our channel Jalo gets more gonna reports.
And so artists them when they perform on the live e-concert show with Crips International and then partner them. We organize April 27 Independence Day. We said they do this e-concert performance as well for ensure say they reduce the past mark stress where plenty people don't they go through the country during this time where the world fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. After this show, plenty interest been come out from the general public, more especially the entertainment loving fans them. For make Crips International will continue the kind show ya. Now this make Crips International don't decide for come up with the same kind of performance with different artists them in the country on the day of Eid al-Fitr. Also fans them will get the opportunity for watching their favorite artists them live through different social media platforms them and the traditional media them within the country. Shoko now the CEO and founder for Crips International and talk more about the reason why make them decide to organize this show for the second term.
This show now for sensitize people about the corona. You know, say people are all in house. One first for tell them say this is they not to any fake or propaganda where government or the world they make or WHO we actually they and people then they die of and we need for take the necessary precaution and the advices way the EOC they give you. So we say one support government and the EOC for give back to society. And secondly, you know, say people are all in the house now, 9 o'clock, all man don't go lock. So all man, he look bored and stuff. So one, make people come alive. Corona not means at the end of the world. So I make them come alive, then be entertained. Why entertain people in the house? Not necessarily need for come up or be entertained. So they make this show, you sit down at the corner, you get yourself drink, you water or whatever you they take. You sit down, you enjoy, they look, the musician we from go watch na stadium, you still see them back, and you see them live where they perform for you.
But what in this kind of show actually mean to the entertainment industry in Salone? I talk with some entertainer them who don't do the entertainment industry for long term now, and at this they didn't get for see.
Nina Edward Ernest Jawad, popularly known as DJ Jawi. Before I go further, I honestly want to commend Cribs International for taking such a venture. This means a lot for the country because entertainment may they die. The artists they may they do good songs. The DJs themselves they play their own part. But we'll talk about entertainment. Now this we really need for do and get our country.
Okay, me na Vida Green, and everybody they call me Vida, the Golden Girl. It's a good thing, you know, because these people, I mean, allowing we for showcase, we still get things, going on. So it's a beautiful thing, and it feels good being part of this whole thing.
Me na Lansana Sharif, aka Steady Bongo. It's very important because it will make a lot of people in the world see what you're capable of doing, and this is the market to the artist, and not only we but the market to country. So now a big joy to me to perform for the people and see not only me but Sierra Leonean musician. Me a man, I get high respect for live performance, you know, because live performance shows your professionalism. Because when you go international, you get for match performance with the other artists and we get for go see.
The artists also continue for talk about how prepared them be for this show.
That's the most interesting part of it, and I can't wait to get the experience because all along we don't used to perform in front of crowd, and now and then we perform. People are not there in front of we. I mean, it's a new experience. It's a first-time experience, and I can't wait for experience that. So Vida fans them no see yes. Vida not can say much, but when they reach to the stage and the fans them, they no see yes. I can give them waiting their ones, and I really plan for give them really good vibe on that day.
Me don't do live performance for quite a long time. The culture heroes, you know, even the tour. I like now the small village stuff with the gonna live performance that they do for them. So they don't do in me. So when I get for project myself, now the stage on that day, they poto get for catch fire, bruh.
Josh, now the producer for the e-concert show, he tell me about some of the measures them they don't put in place for ensure see audience them get proper sound system during the time artists them get for the perform.
The equipment will get now world standard, so we can assure every Sierra Leonean that we understand the complexities we get for do with data, internet and all that, and we've been able to figure out ways to avoid glitches and things like delay, like the artist talk A, they take you 5 minutes for your year later.
Then artists also end up calling Salone people for ensure say they log into Cribs International and Facebook, Instagram and YouTube page for make themselves go be part of the show. And then some also end up calling Salone people for ensure say they abide with all the preventive measures them where well body will command them to advise people for abide to during this term with the country effect against the COVID-19 pandemic. For the Society for Radio Democracy, me, Nachem Mojalo, the report.
Alright, the program now Good Morning Salone, the country live from the Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. The program they continue as we get Joshua Abiose, don't kind the manager and our mental health coalition. They are so for tell about the mental health awareness week and solve some of the mental problem the way people they go through during crisis, as we be they talk about the corona crisis where they now we missed now. Mr. Duncan, anytime crisis can be after the crisis, people can get post-traumatic stress disorder. And as Dr. Naim say, he say after coronavirus, 80% of the population go get for suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. Then we know say corona, because from waiting WHO they say and waiting some international partner then they say now that corona get for day now we missed, not to something we go get for done. taking into consideration, person go to think about all like where the country they on standstill now, everything don't go bien, and we know say corona get for day with you get for live with, and that alone can stress people. So after the coronavirus, what do you think say government for put in place in terms of addressing people traumatic situation?
Brilliant question. And honestly, I think say now that now one issue we see what they address through we project where we get with them. Crisis situation are 3 phases a day. You dey get cases that we already been done day before the crisis. You get cases that way they emerge during the crisis situation. Then you get the one where they come after. I actually think say if we only focus on the one after, it means to say we dey miss the one way already been they exist, and it also means to say we dey miss the one way they emerge at the moment. Now that make we also in Speak Your Mind they say it's important for the government not only invest in the issue of physical treatment for corona, but let them concurrently begin invest into the mental health issue of corona, because already there are mental health problems showing up psychologically. There are issues where will come as post-traumatic, and if you mend the body, you don't mend the aid, may not take place. Yeah, and so I think say these are issues. But for me, I know follow we approach them from the position of fear, because fear they create panic and they make we not able for function. I want follow we look and say if we get for live with corona, we are still living with issues like cold. We are still living with issues like malaria. We are still living with issues like TB. And possibly by then we go don't develop things in place for able for combat them when it come. Yeah, like how we go combat malaria and the like. But the truth na you can only do that when you already don't begin invest and you not allow the now for go to the post-traumatic. You nip them at in board. Now that Speak Your Mind, they do now that's also what they push for. That we raise the awareness and prevent rather than we wait and respond or react.
So from what una they observe, una they see that get for happen?
Oh, of course. All of the 3 stages get for happen. All of them. The one that way they struggle with the impact of mudslide and Ebola, the one that way fear they come right now with.
Government for put attention pan.
Okay, in terms of investment.
Yes, they see then they invest more on that area day.
I think say I go glad if them begin invest more in the legislation. We then they tell like don't fast in one side, because now the Bible that one day we go inform the need for more investment in mental health. I think say we not don't see them yet, and we go pray that them begin do them.
We look at the theme for this year, we na kindness. Whose angle we expect this kindness and to whom?
Kindness they emerge from 3 things. Yeah. First of all, kindness they happen in your thoughts. If you not think right for be kind, you will never. Kindness they affect your feeling. When you think how you translate them into your body motion. And the thought in where kindness they reflect itself inside in we behavior. So if you ask somebody for show kindness, yeah, and you know don't process them and you know they inside them, you are like enslaving the person. That's now one truth around kindness. And you know, let's tell you what we need for understand around kindness. You can never show kindness to anybody if you not first learn for be kind to yourself. If you not learn for able for treat yourself well and show the kind concern for yourself. The next thing what you go do in terms of kindness, in terms of level, now that if you able for do unto yourself, you go able for do unto people them way they around you. And now that's where they push. Kindness first to you, kindness to those around you, and the 3rd category of kindness now, kindness to others. Like you 2 kind of others. Others, firstly, where sometimes una all not in get relationship, una get issue, enmity and struggle there among una. You can break the ice by starting to do kindness. Because conflict now you psychological being they affect now you mental being. So this time when they say, broke the stress, broke the enmity, extend them to others, show kindness to the one the way you know like. But also show kindness to people the way you don't know at all. If we want to approach corona from a positive point of view, move from the I and go to the we. How can we do? How can we fight? How can I help those in quarantine homes? How can I help those in the streets languishing like social workers Sierra Leone they do? How can we help those with mental health problem during lockdown? What we go able for gather from we own community or as individual for quarantine homes? How I go offer myself from a voluntary service for join whosoever they go out for psychosocial services? Kindness not to just wait till you pull now your pocket you give. It's not things. It also extend to services.
All right, continue for day with we now the program as we go take another issue inside the program. Government don't spend couple for fet corona sick na salon. Now plenty air them and some of them money here. Now from donor partner them and from the national budget where this according to the financial secretary and the Ministry of Finance Sajusu say as of first week May this year the Ministry of Finance don't spend 43 billion loans per the fight against COVID-19. Sajusu talk this in our interview with Radio Democracy where it be the talk about the couple where government they use per the fight against corona. Musa S. Kamara been talked to him inside this interview.
You know, government plan and budget is a dynamic instrument where ABC as the situation they evolve, so it will also change. We don't look at it. We get the national development plan. We don't forgo outside it, but we don't try as much as possible for work with partners, donors to provide additional resources so that we keep on the program there.
Okay, whose partners them want to work with?
Well, we work with World Bank. World Bank don't increase the budget support from $60 million to $100 million. We don't negotiate that one down. We expect see by this June they will disburse fully that $100 million. IMF don't provide debt relief. This year is about $29 million, and we negotiate with them now to provide additional funding up to $120 million. As we left this place, I had to go join my colleagues then for negotiate with IMF. We expect that by tomorrow ending we will complete the negotiation.
So we're talking about these fundings to Salone. What are the condition of them? Is it loan, grants? What are the condition?
Well, many of the resources I will tell you now grants. The $100 million budget support from World Bank na grant. EU money we don't already did, but the infrastructure amount the way it could be amount to about 10 million euros. World Bank again don't agree for give what we call regional energy budget support. That will come in July. That is about another $37.5 million. We see when the COVID rapid response came in, they disbursed $7.5 million for Ministry of Health where they use all of this that grant. The IMF one who they negotiate now is going to be a rapid response credit, but this time money will go pay over 10 years, zero interest over a period of time. So it's one of the softest facilities that we can forget.
So them funding will up for receive now they use for implement them program also.
We are already implementing it. In addition to government resources, domestic resources we mobilize.
So since we COVID-19 start, we now don't receive any funding as it is.
Yes, we don't receive $7.5 million from the World Bank, who they use generally in the Ministry of Health. And you know that today also it takes some process, not until within a ATM, you go put your ATM card, you get the money immediately, they go through procedures, they go through accountability system, you get for negotiator and you get the board of the institutions that approved before you get access to it. But we are very optimistic. Starting this June and July, the money that they begin flow too.
So now we look at the amount of money we don't spend since COVID came from the Ministry of Finance and on which areas?
Well, what we don't do cleverly for be more transparent and accountable, we open two accounts at the back of Sierra Leone, the COVID loan account and the COVID Forex account. We transfer money into that account. So far, we don't transfer up to 45 billion loans, and we see private sector also, they put money in that account. So in that sense, out of that account, we spend on COVID activities.
How much money would I spend?
Well, I will tell you, we don't spend about 43 billion the last press statement we make, but we need to update that so that we can inform the public regularly.
As of when?
As of the 5th of May, I will tell you.
So the money are on which areas the money spending?
Well, the Minister of Finance not determine which areas that they spend it, but based on the last report we make public, we don't spend that for provide mobility for the police, for the military, for ONS and their staff. We don't need for control. We don't use that for buy vehicles for the surveillance because it reach to a point when they start all the vehicles that will be used. Now rent they be the rent away very expensive per day. We don't use that for provide logistics financing to NAXA, we EBC, the DP to the vulnerable groups during the lockdown. We don't use that money to finance preliminarily the district EOC offices where they don't do. So we don't determine who side the money they come out. There is a special task force, presidential task force that agree on the activities and the financing. Finance, the Akata General, they only disperse.
All right, that's now the financial secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Jusu. We they talk to Musa S. Kamara inside that interview. They bought the 43 billion loans we Salone use for now for the fight against the COVID-19. We will continue with the program and we get some messages them inside the program where we go read. Mr. Duncan, do you think the psychosocial program will address the issues of mental health in Sierra Leone? And this one they say, can the state take final decision on retired Major Alfred Paulo Conte's case?
Okay, the very first one for me, they say, we pray that the Almighty continue to bless our nation and end this pandemic, not only in our country, but the whole world as a whole throughout these divine miracles. This now from Abubakar Sise, now we Facebook page.
And this one they say, what is the current status of mental health in Sierra Leone?
Okay, this one from me say, thanks to Financial Secretary Mr. Salahai Jusu for clearing the air for us regards the COVID-19 funds, and indeed transparency and accountability are at work in Sierra Leone. This is now from Amara Alfana Freeton.
This other one they say, Mr. Duncan, who not feel say Salone need for get call line for people for the call for cancelling facilities.
This one say, Mr. Duncan, waiting una they do as an organization for support government in the fight against mental illness.
And this other one they say, psychosocial program also should be implemented at workplaces because workers go through a lot of stress.
This one say, the money towards the COVID-19 fight by government is not reflective to the nation because the impact is still questionable. Well, from their message here, so we can to studio guests as will not get better time inside the program. Mr. Duncan, you don't get the message there, so and the questions them waiting don't send to you, go respond to them inside the program.
Thank you so much. I think say psychosocial program go help for prevent mental health problem. I want for we understand we not wait until mental health problem come. Then we respond to them. Let we prevent them. And that means to say provide the talking session, provide the enabling environment, provide the listening ear for the individual so that we not go get huge mental health problem at the end of Corona. And at the same time, the one that we go emerge, let we left the professional for do them. So it go mitigate. The second point now, since 2001, where WHO do a statistics around the status of mental health in Salone, we not don't get yet. Mental health problem now a huge one, and I think say a very, very important for we get the numbers. I think say a very important. The next thing where somebody say how we go able for help the government, one part the things them now for become a voice to the government. Sometimes you watch the game, you where they watch, you go able to foresee opportunities. And one part we cry in terms of help, now the fact say we want for say the mental health legislation of 1902 be changed. In whatsoever possible way we get the technical know-how, we ready for give the support, but Pekin no go do papa and walk. We go help with papa them. So Ministry of Health and Sanitation with the big gonna take them up. And finally, to the other response, I believe in the call line. Like how we go call for people we sick. For me, I think so we need a call line for somebody where don't become so stressed, they get suicidal thought. For say this now my situation. Can somebody help me? Can somebody link me to USAI Correct Service Day? A call line is more than important. And I really want for advocates to government. Do you want to consider them? Because if you treat the physical, you left the mind. Treatment's not happening yet. Okay. And maybe lastly, I want to say now that make we also do an open letter to the government around opportunities, around network. There is this open letter where they say, let government take into consideration things around mental health during COVID-19. And it's a global appeal, not to Salone no more. So let we invest in mental health. It helps our nation to develop.
When you talk about mental health, na the thing we do work around any organization, when it comes to mental health na Salone, what are the challenges?
You don't ask big question. I wish we'll be able to ask the ministry for Tikamo, but I'll give you few. Number one, we just get one psychiatric hospital within a Freetown. And if you want for refer for difficult cases, it means to say the person first of all get for come out side for calm. So we think say treatment for be diversified. The second thing where we think say na care and medication for be diversified. I realize that PIH they do well at the psychiatric hospital, but psychiatric hospital not to Salone. While we really appreciate Dr. Jallo for the great work we they do, but I think say if we decentralize and make medication available at the district mental health unit, honestly it go fine. I want them to strengthen the directorate and give more attention to NCD and mental health directorate. I'm bringing not personal, I'm bringing those things we have seen and we are calling about. Strengthen the directorate, make sure say they get the power for push, especially with regards to the Mental Health Act, with regards to the policy. These things are very important for our country. Social welfare, open the game, bring some of we inside, let we help. We not look for money. Honestly, as a coalition, if we were looking for money, we would have gone long since. We don't get different organizations during Ebola. We come. They are no more. We are local and we are ready to serve our people. Open the game, let's play, and let's play for the people of Salone.
You talk about mental health issues, how we in Salone. Now we go through a situation with plenty of people stress. We now one of the ways them way somebody they get mental problem. You don't talk about the challenges them. If the issue of mental health continue and plenty in a country, what's going to be the impact on the human resource?
Oh, it could be the impact not only on the human resource but also the economic status. Number one, people then go na office, then sit down behind the computer for work, and they lost trend. 8-hour work with them for do, then go do 2 hours because the mindset not able for even concentrate well on the work. Conflict go increase. Small thing where this doing company, it go react because already they boil inside. That could be. And when human resource then focus on dealing with each other rather than solving the problem where they employ them for, it go be problem. Then let me look at if you produce 2 hours for day, you accumulate and times 5 days, times 4 weeks, national development, go they low. I have seen countries that are not doing well. You know why they not do well? Because the human resource mental well-being has not been taken care of. Let me move away from just seeing the physical. You are more than your face, you are more than your hands, you are more than your feet. You are greater 10 times inside your mind than you are outside. Your performance outward is as a result of your internal ability for do what you did do outward. So let we move away from the story of people in our streets, people where they work hard and dirty. Let we come to the simple case of waiting the eat we up with political arguments rather than with concentration on work, with voice and noise rather than do your work, man. Let nobody distract you. And that is only possible when your mind is at its right position. Now that make we talk in the open letter. Let government take ownership for the mental well-being of people. Let the legislation be reviewed. Let people rise up and speak their mind in the times of stress through a call line. With this, I tell you, Salone go before. And some people go move away from conflicts, raising havoc, doing crisis, fighting, bringing riots, to productive work. Your mind informs your behavior, and your behavior informs your action.
All right, taking into consideration the open letter we just discussed about, where now different countries them around the world where they write this letter to the world leaders them for put attention for mental health, the seriousness of the letter. So waiting una they do as a coalition for make sure say world leaders, especially with your leader in Sierra Leone, see this letter and aim for no waiting the inside.
We get a very positive directorate and especially a very positive coordinator for mental health. We don't begin this discussion with them. You know, a wrong follow you jump certain level, you go to the highest level. So we don't begin engage the directorate of mental health, and we also don't do a press release to the effect so that we go able for bring those steps with for Salone. But when they look forward, again, I get an appointment possibly with the Ministry of Social Welfare. It's something we are planning to discuss with them. Remember, we are not fighting, we are complementing, although we can blow whistle if upside happen.
Okay.
Well, in your name na Joshua Abiose Duncan, manager Mental Health Coalition Salone, and also lead Speak Your Mind campaign. Well, now this edition of the program Good Morning Salone will leave you for this morning. Plenty thank you to our studio guest Abiose Duncan, we na manager Mental Health Coalition Salone. We come for talk about the Mental Health Awareness Week and self call on people for support, people with go through traumatic situation during this time of stress. As the theme for this year na kindness. Plenty thank you we come inside the program.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And Seth, plenty thank you to executive producer Michael Sambula and Alex Lawrence Koma. We produce the program and the rest of the Good Morning Salone team. Plenty thank you to DJ Ahmad for technical support and Franklin Pemagi. We make you see we live on we Facebook page. So till next week, Musa Eskama, they say bye bye.
And Mina Waniga Oja, they say get yourself a wonderful day.